Welcome to Laz Live. I'm Maricar and I represent Urban Ashram Yoga in the Philippines, but I am live streaming from New Zealand. So it is almost 1 o'clock here today. And yesterday was International Yoga Day. So it's wonderful to celebrate that because we realize really what the purpose of yoga is to remind ourselves that we are all connected and that we are one. So good morning, everyone in the Philippines. I know it's 9 a.m. and it's a Monday. And this is actually why we do what we do in Urban Ashram is to find ways to find joy in the everyday life, in the mundane, simple things, and in the trivial things is to really find joy. If you have been with us from the very beginning, this is day 10. So I'm doing day 10, 11, and 12. We were off to a very, very good start with JP, who came up, actually really put this all together for us, the content. So day 1 to 3 was with JP. And if you missed it, just log on to our Urban Ashram channel. That is Urban Ashram Yoga in YouTube. And you'll see all the last 9 days that we were able to have 30-minute sessions every day in Lazada. So if you do miss it, don't add stress. That's not why we do this. You just go onto the YouTube channel. And if you feel like you still need a positivity boost throughout the day, you know, there are 9 sessions and there will be 10 after today. So the first 3 sessions were run by JP. The second 3 sessions were run by my husband, Lasse. And the last 3 sessions were run by my good friend, Troy. So the reason we do this is, you know, us yoga teachers love the practice so much because we believe in it. I came into yoga about 15 years ago because of severe back pain. I have scoliosis, so that's a lateral deviation of my spine. So my upper back is slightly curved, and that caused serious pain in my back. I used to have tingling sensations in my legs, sciatica, and I wasn't as happy because my energy was being drained by pain. And throughout my 2 pregnancies, actually 3 pregnancies, I did practice prenatal yoga, and it really allowed me to be a better mother with my kids in my womb and take care of myself. So we teach yoga so that we actually are able to live better lives ourselves. So we do practice what we preach. And I'd like to have a shout out to all our teachers out there who, in these difficult times, you know, when economically it's challenging for us to survive because our studios have closed and the risk of health is right there. And so we are grateful for the teachers who continue to find it in themselves to practice and to have this sense of positivity to share with everybody else. Good morning. All right, so for those that have tuned in, my name is Maricar. I am streaming from New Zealand, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share positivity with you today. The reason why we do this is because we believe in the practice because we know it can uplift. In our daily lives, we are always, always challenged by really things beyond our control, things that we want to control, things that we want to do where our freedoms have been curtailed. And that is the theme for today's Monday session is freedom. And it's interesting because freedom previous to the pandemic used to be different. Our definition of freedom used to be able to travel the world, to be able to do what I want to do, to have infinite possibilities in my purpose. And that results in infinite joy. Good morning, JP. And so I really would like everybody to know that freedom does come in many forms. And if you look at the definition of freedom, the second definition means not to feel trapped or imprisoned. And how is that possible when we are quarantined and in lockdown in 4 squares? And then it goes against our own initial definition of freedom. And then we have the first definition of freedom is the power to do, think, and act the way we can. But now there are restrictions. There are limitations imposed upon us where we used to have freedom to do what we want. And in today's class, I do hope that we would really try to find freedom within ourselves. And the interesting part about this pandemic, and it's not just Consuelo de Bobo or just trying to find, the silver lining. It really calls us to work on the two things: the quality of our thoughts and mind. Mental health is a big issue, and that's really come at the forefront. And the mental health and our physical health. The fact that we can't move our bodies the way we used to, and the freedom is limited by the space that we are in. So I'd really like each of us to really take a look at our own definitions of freedom. And does it still fit the current scenario? Does it still fit the new normal? And that's really truly what it's asking us to do. This freedom that we now need to value is truly asking us to do the inner work, the ability to look deep within us and understand that we, as human beings, bad things happen. It's part of the human existence. It's part of our being here on this planet, is that there will be things beyond our control and things we want to control. And that actually reminds us of what the human condition is, that we are not animals. We don't just react to the impulses of the environment. Sure, we have fight, flight, and freeze. I mean, we see that when there's a crisis, when there's a challenging situation, you either want to fight, or you want to freeze and say, oh my God, or you want to, fight, freeze, or freeze, or flee. So I think this pandemic has allowed us to look at really our human condition, our human existence. And so how can we find freedom? What are the things that restrict us from freedom? Time restricts us from freedom. We recognize now our own mortality. We realize that we are bound by time, that our life is bound by time, and we have no control over that because time moves on. The second we realize is that we are limited by our health. This pandemic has put to the forefront our own health, and not just mental health, the fact that you want to will yourself to be strong, that you actually have to do something. You have to physically empower yourself and move to be able to be healthy. And that's where the conditions are being affected. That's where we become vulnerable, our mental and physical health. And so today's class, the other one is, we talk about time. The second one is energy, human energy, not energy like fuel into a car or money, like resources, but our own internal energy. And how do we do that? We have to sit tall. We have to create the physical being that receives energy, and to actually recognize that we have energy within us. Sure, we eat the food, we get all the stimulation through knowledge, we get support from our family that feeds our soul. But what about our physical body? How can we, within this physical manifestation of our existence on earth, create and store energy so that we can have the freedom to choose given a limited scenario? And that's the freedom we have today. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to Urban Ashram, and welcome to the 10th session of our 20-day positivity habit. The first 3 sessions that JP started reminds us, and this is the exposition, the beginning, it reminds us that we are all connected. JP's a mother of 3. I'm a mother of 3. And can you imagine how much energy you need to be able to nurture your child and to support them given the conditions that their existence is in right now? And that means you need self-care. That needs to be you as a mother and as a father need to find the energy to be able to nurture others and not just yourself. So the first 3 days were all about you and your connection with the world and your self-care. The next 3 days, which was led by my husband, Lasse, was really about thoughts, and understanding that your thinking are habits. These are habits that you've ingrained through years and years of reinforcing habits. And now these thinkings have to change because the world has changed. And therefore you have no choice. And you're restricted to begin to change your thoughts. And you realize that you're not just your thoughts, That the fact that you see your thoughts and that you are aware of them and that you can distance yourself from them means that you can change them. And he did say that you not only can remove these habits, in fact, that's not the purpose. You create new strong habits, such as positivity. And then the last 7 to 9 days were done by Troy, and he reminds us of the source, to take a look at ourselves. That remember when you're riding in an airplane, and he gives this example, that the first thing you do is put the oxygen mask on yourself before you place it on your child. So these positivity habits that we're doing is about you. It's about time that we become selfish. But also this selfishness comes with this sense of self-care and this sense of doing the inner work. So with the bodies that we have, what can we do to gain energy? We sit. So everybody, sit tall in your chair. Find your seating bones. You know, the bony ones, the bony sharp edges in your bum. Ground them down into the floor and press your feet down. And with your hands, place them on the top of your thighs and use that to lift yourself up from your belly to your chin so that you can feel as if you're wearing a wetsuit, zipping from your navel to your chest, all the way to your chin, lifting up. And then you extend the arms to the side and roll the biceps open and reach the arms to the side and widen through the sides of your waist. And then you reach the arms all the way up and you interlace your fingers and press the palms. And keep the elbows bent first and lengthen the sides of your waist and reach up. And then with your hands interlaced, press it on the base of your skull, cup your hands and lift up. And then elbows reach the sides of the room and you notice you have this broadness in your chest so you can breathe. And then you lift your chin, you bring your hands onto your thighs, and then you close your eyes. As you close your eyes, you feel the grounding of your feet onto the floor. You feel your hands press down onto your thighs to give you once more that lift from your belly to your chin. And from the length of your lower back all the way to the cupping of that base of your head, feel yourself get taller, that every space between each vertebra gets taller, as if there was a string in the crown of your head lifting you up, but you keep your chin parallel to the floor. And you feel slightly moving back. While you're not leaning on the chair, you feel the support of the back body lift you up. And as you sit here, you notice your breath. You notice how you're breathing, your source of life, your prana, your energy. Notice as you inhale through your nose, you feel the belly rise. You fill up your lungs all the way to the top of your chest. And then as you exhale through your mouth, you release the sign of release. And notice where the body folds again. It succumbs to the release. So you draw yourself back with the inhales, getting taller, getting wider through the width of your body, breathing through the pit of the pelvis to the top of your chest. Keeping your spine long and sitting tall, exhale through your mouth, contracting the base of your throat, and slowing down the exhales as slow as you take the inhales. And then you inhale through the nose, breathing into the belly rises, the lungs expand. You breathe into the back body. You breathe all the way to the top of your chest that you actually feel it in the sides of your neck. This time you close your mouth. You exhale slowly through your nose, drawing the belly into the lower back, feeling the diaphragm lift and release, and squeezing the lungs all the way as you release the breath without collapsing the spine. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, sitting tall. Exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1, still sitting tall. Inhaling, pressing in your feet, your hands and your thighs, getting taller, getting wider, filling up the entire body with this wonderful energy of the breath. And then you hold yourself full. And then as you exhale through your nose, you control the release of the breath. As you draw the belly in, feel the diaphragm lift to release, and feel this length of the spine even as you release the breath all the way to the top of your chest. Inhaling through your nose, breathing through the left and right side of the body, front and back, top and bottom, left and right. And then you hold yourself full. Feel that compartment, fill up the energy. Keeping that width, depth, and height, exhale through your nose, release the breath. Keeping the spine tall, the width of the body, the length of the body, and the depth of the body. Now on your own, inhaling slowly, filling up the nooks and crannies of your body, that you feel it between the space of your toes, the back body, the back of the neck, the broadness of the chest, and you feel yourself full with this energy. Keep that fullness as you slowly release the breath, feeling the broadness of the chest, the back body release, and yet you're sitting tall. Now 2 more cycles on your own, breathing in and breathing out, exhaling slowly. And then on your next inhale, try to keep the jaw soft, the face soft. Allow the creases of the eyelids to disappear and the lines in the forehead to soften. And then slowly you release your yogic breath. You slowly just watch your breath, noticing perhaps the sound of your own breath, noticing the natural rhythm of the rising and the falling of the chest. And then also noticing now how you feel. Sure, there's a little work now because the muscles had to work harder to sit you upright. And that's the new habit. And notice how the quality of the mind goes, the quality of your thoughts, and the calmness of yourself. And then at your own time, you blink your eyes open and slowly release. So that was just a 7-minute breath work. And you can't be doing it right or wrong. It really is just a point of focus. And the breathwork practice, what we call pranayama, the practice of energy, is within you. So that sense of freedom, that sense of creating energy, storing that energy, and sharing that energy is within you. And that's the choice you can make. And so the manifestation, the affirmation that we have for today is called, is said to be, divine knowledge makes my life richer and easier. And it adds on, divine wisdom gladdens my heart and shows me the path. So let's repeat that. Divine knowledge makes my life richer and easier. Divine wisdom gladdens my heart and shows me the path. So there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is what you learn, what you accumulate, information, facts. It teaches you what is true and what is false. But wisdom is the ability to actually make choices that are right or wrong for you. And that is where the freedom, the ability to respond to a situation, the ability to choose the path of least harm, given the myriad of choices. But how can you make those choices when your mind is busy? You know, accidents happen when you're not focused. So the freedom to choose comes from our ability to pause. The pause at the top of the inhales, the pause at the bottom of the exhales. And that's why taking time to breathe is important. Not only does it create energy, it makes you take a step back from your emotions, from the habits of your thoughts, from the fear of what was the past, and the anxiety of the future. It allows you to return to center and be in the present moment. And that's what separates the human condition from animals. Sure, we have fight, flight, or fight, fight, or freeze. But we are human. We can choose how we respond. And in every single cell in our body, we remember that we have come from one cell. Generations of people who have fought many wars, many battles, many viruses. It's in us. It's like a switch. You choose to flick it or you don't. And that's the freedom. And maybe someday in the future, you look back. How did I respond to this pandemic? Did I choose to succumb to the fear of my thoughts? The fear of the past? Did I choose the emotion of anxiety of something that has not happened? Or can I choose at this present moment, in this moment in time, to breathe, to look, and to be grateful for the present moment? And to know that I have the knowledge deep within me and that I have the wisdom to choose. And then we start to ask, what makes my life richer? What makes my life easier? Before, richness used to be wealth, accumulating and accumulating wealth. Just getting the highest level in your corporate career, getting more money, and making life easy, having staff do work for you, and having everybody do everything for you. But now you're left with yourself. You're left with your own helplessness. And that's where knowledge comes in. The ability to choose to know you can learn. And learning allows you to grow because it sparks neural network. It sparks a different part of your brain so that you can learn. And yet the wisdom to choose is still there. And so the wisdom and the knowledge come hand in hand. And the choice is always yours. Now we start to ask now, given the situation, what makes my life rich? Is it still wealth? Or is it health? So that I can have wealth. And you redefine your own definition now. The thing about the pandemic, it allows you to really question yourself, your beliefs, your habits, the samskaras, the imprints in your thinking. And the ones that will die, the ones that will not survive, are those who choose not to change. Those who say, ganyan na ako. Hindi na ako magbabago kasi ganyan na ako. O sige, ganyan ka na, o di ganyan ka na talaga. That's really, and who are you talking to? You're talking to yourself. But if you look at yourself and do the inner work and say, does this still work for today? Do I need to change? Because time is not for me. The outer world is not working for me. But what is working for me? My freedom to choose to help myself. And that's the wisdom. The ability to choose what is difficult, but necessary. And go through it. Because you're not alone. So we ask ourselves richness and ease. Now the word is interesting. Dis-ease. When you are not at ease. The opposite of ease. So you can't sit quietly when you have pain. Where does your energy go? It goes to where your body is in pain. So you have to address your body. This is the vessel we have to relate in this lifetime. This is our human condition. Our body was meant to move. And that's why we teach yoga. That's why we do these last lives, is to encourage more people to go out there and move their bodies. Out there meaning to move their bodies in space. Be it dancing, be it Pilates, bar, or yoga. Move the body with grace. And you start to discover how much your body can be healthy by just looking at yourself. And the second thing is to be kinder to yourself. Look at yourself with kindness and compassion the way you would look at your child. Look at yourself with absolute humility. That yes, there are things that aren't perfect. We're human. We're not fallible or infallible, sorry. We're not the Pope or neither is the Pope, So you think about it. We have the ability to change ourselves. And what's stopping you? Those habits, those exact forms of preconditions that you want to attach yourself to. So I'd like to end with a mudra. And the reason we do a mudra is a seal, another point of focus. You're going to place your index finger and your thumb together, and you're going to have your 3 fingers. And I'll talk more about the mudra tomorrow. And the other mudra here. And then you're going to place, we'll just do the left hand on the mudra. So the left hand goes down into your hand, to your thigh. This one, you're going to start folding. Alright. You're going to start folding your index finger and your middle finger. And you're going to place your thumb on your right nostril. So I'm not mirroring you. So we're going to breathe through the right side of the body. All right. Now, there's no right or wrong here. We're just breathing. And the reason why we're breathing through the right side of the body, so we have a point of focus. Your 3 fingers goes back onto your thighs. Place the thumb on your right nostril and then close your eyes. And sitting tall again, as you inhale, you breathe through your nose into the right nostril, into the fullness of the body. And then as you exhale, you release the breath through the right nostril, releasing through the right side of the body. Inhaling into the left side of the body, just imagining the left side breathing. Exhaling from the left side of the body into the right nostril, getting it out. Inhaling into the right nostril, into the right side of the body. Exhaling through the right nostril from the right side of the body. Inhaling into both sides of the body, breathing into the belly, the lungs, the top of the chest. Exhaling from both sides of the body through the right nostril, releasing the breath. And then inhale, expanding to both sides of the body, front and back, left and right, top and bottom. Exhaling through the entire spectrum of the body as you release the breath. Now on your own, 2 cycles of the breath. Then pressing the index finger and the thumb, feeling that seal focus the body. Allowing the face to be soft, the jaw relaxed, the lines in the eyebrows disappear. And then slowly releasing the hand from your nostril, coming into the same mudra, index finger and the thumb. 3 fingers are out, broadening through your chest. And then starting to notice how you feel. And through that cycle of breath, you notice that once more there is a beginning and there is a completion. That within the cycle of breath, there is knowledge to choose. There is wisdom to know what's right for you. And that whole cycle of rebirth within your own self. Bring your left hand on your heart, right hand on top, and feel your heart. And feel how much love is in there. The freedom to love yourself. And then very, very slowly bring your hands to your thighs. And then gently blink your eyes open. And slowly release. Divine knowledge makes my life richer and easier. Divine wisdom brings gladness to my heart and shows me the path. Thank you, everyone, and have a lovely, lovely day ahead. We'll see you tomorrow for day 11. Tomorrow is about awareness. It's a big topic. It's a wonderful, wonderful topic to talk about. And that's one of the ways that we can overcome fear and overcome the sense of lack of freedom and realize that positivity does change. It changes outcomes, it changes mindset, and it can change your life for the better. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful day ahead. This is Maricar signing off from Urban Ashram Yoga. Namaste.